Money day, guys and girls. Welcome back to another YouTube episode with your boy, Learning with Vel. Now look, today I thought I'd give you guys a different type of episode where you can actually see my trading setup, my sanctuary, my safe space, my man cave, my dungeon, my trading back cave. Now, I thought of all of those on the spot. Yes, I did. But I say this to say to you guys that it's important to be comfortable in your environment. It's important for you guys to have a space where you can feel like when you're trading, you're locked in. And for the most part, this is where I lock myself in. Usually you guys see from this side, me showing, of course, the Learn with Vel on the wall, as well as the Mario and Luigi and my pictures and whatnot. But most importantly, today's video is actually about telling you guys how I was able to make over 19,000 US dollars trading gold. Now, of course, the Federal Reserve had a significant part to play in the profits that I made, but for the most part, it's not necessarily about the results from the Fed. It's actually about understanding technical analysis and fundamentals. When you can put both of them together, you can actually start to concisely predict outcomes that can be profitable for you. And that's what this game is about. This game is not about guessing, it's purely about strategy. And sometimes where a lot of traders may go wrong, or a lot of beginner traders go wrong, is they believe their strategy is just technical analysis. Your strategy is not just technical analysis. Your strategy is going to be the fundamental aspect combining with your technical aspect. And that's really important. The biggest news, the biggest movers of the markets are central banks. Those are the biggest movers. So we should never put ourselves in the position where we're purely looking at technical analysis, because technical analysis isn't going to tell us that on Wednesday afternoon at 6 p.m., for example, that the central bank's going to be releasing their interest rate. The technical analysis won't show us that. The TA won't show us things that we're going to see in the economical calendar. That is why it's important, guys, to implement both into your trading strategy, because that is what gives you guys more of a complete outlook and understanding. If you don't have an understanding, you can't form a proper bias. Forget all the bullshit, forget all the noise. I've been a trader now for over 8 years. I've been a profitable trader only over the past 5 years. And even with that being said, over the past 5 years, I'm quite an aggressive trader, which means I risk it for the Rari. Very simply said, a lot of people won't tell you this. A lot of people will tell you it's 1% per risk. I don't do 1% a risk, because 1% a risk to me, in my time, in my head, 1% a risk is boring. I like a bit of excitement. I like a bit of adrenaline. And not only that, but I also like to win big. I like to win big, and I can accept losing big as well. I can accept it. If you can't accept it, stay within your strategy. But if you can accept it, then it's really important to understand, guys, that when you're trading, you should be putting yourself in a position where if you believe in a trade, you back the trade. Have some type of risk management, of course. Don't just put 10% on one trade and 1% on this trade and 6% on that trade, because that won't get you a consistent result. But what I do with the surplus years of trading and experience of losing and blowing accounts left, right and center, and losing £50,000 within a space of an hour, all of these things that's happened to me have molded me into a trader today that allows me to understand what works for me and what doesn't work for me. So what works for me may not necessarily work for you guys, and that is okay. But when I'm learning anything in life, I want to make sure I'm learning from someone who's got the results I'm looking for. And then once I obtain the same information, the same experience, the same know-how that that person has been able to give me, to transfer to me, then I can mold my own experiences and navigate my strategy that best works within myself. But at first, if I need to learn how to swim, I'm not going to look at an expert teaching me how to swim and say, okay, now let me try a different way. I'm going to do exactly what they're telling me. And that's why I'm proud to say that I've got hundreds of students who have learned from me across the years over the world, who have been able to successfully get payouts, not just on funded accounts, but they've been able to change their lives by getting paid trading on a daily basis. This is important, guys. We live in an era right now where everyone's chasing a prop firm, FTMO this, prop firm that. Most prop firms ain't paying you. but you're wasting 2 to 3 months of your time investing countless money into their accounts when you could have just built your account from 0 to 1,000, or from 100, couple of hundred to a couple of thousand. These things are possible, guys. I have shown my Telegram channels, my private community channels, countless flips. Maybe I'll put them on the screen so you can see it. I've shown them countless times where I have flipped accounts from 3 figures to 4 figures to 5 figures. This is possible. But it requires skill. It requires patience. And if you can't be patient, then why on earth are you going to be someone that can turn around in a year or however long it takes and give advice to someone when you don't know what it really takes? You have to go through the depths of hell to be able to reach the sunlight and say, hey, I've made it through this. This is the process. If you haven't gone through that process, then I'm sorry, guys, you're not qualified to speak or give any type of advice. I've gone broke multiple times trading, multiple times, which tells me and helps me, right? It helps me have a better head on my shoulders to be able to give better advice. When you haven't done these things, I personally don't believe it's easy to give advice, but you guys can let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Now, a lot of you ask me a lot of questions, and today's video, I actually thought I'm just going to walk you through a lot of the stuff. I will do some more technical analysis videos that I will upload. There will be more of a price breakdown video, but I thought I'd talk you through a process that probably most people don't do. So when we think about the fundamental aspect, the economic calendar is the most important aspect when it comes to understanding trading. Why do I say that? Well, the biggest economical data releases that take place every single month are the interest rate, and you've got the FOMC. Okay, so let me just speak generally, not just for one country. Okay, so a central bank will release their interest rate. They'll have the monetary policy. You have the GDP. You have the PMI. Okay, you have CPI. Right? You have 5 big data releases. Of course, you have NFP once a month. But if we stick to just 3 of the biggest, okay, you've got the monetary policy alongside the interest rate and GDP. Okay. Now, with those 3 data releases that take place every single month, you have to understand that these news events are an excuse to manipulate price. This is what you have to understand. They are an excuse to manipulate price. So when I say that, don't know if I should zoom in on my face a bit more, because this is important. When I say this to you guys, I need you to understand the manipulation of price is when you guys see price flying up 1,000 pips, flying down 200 pips. Those things don't just happen on a random Wednesday afternoon. They wait for the news events to take place, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom. They push price up. Why? Because then it looks like it was justifiable. Now, what you guys may find, for those of you who are more technical analysis based, is you can have technical analysis and it can line up with a huge move that you're waiting to happen, right? But then the news event comes out, and that huge event, also that huge reaction that you was anticipating only through looking at your technical analysis, has now played out to the T, but because the fundamental news was released. Some people will say, well, I don't need to look at the fundamentals. I know what I'm looking at. Look what's happened. I saw this was coming inside of my area. I had an institutional candle here. Price took the liquidity and boom, it reacted out of this fair value gap. A lot of you could say that, but what you're missing is the fact that if your technical analysis has lined up with a global economical news event that has now shifted the world, shifted millions of investors' preferences, what you have to understand is something isn't adding up. Something isn't adding up. Your technical analysis has shown that there was this candle that you wanted to play out of, right? But now the fundamental side has just told you the unemployment data has gone down, and there's 20 million more unemployed people. Therefore, this is of course negative news for the US dollar, right? But that news forecast has now caused a reaction in the markets. But your technical analysis saw that happening anyway. That goes to show you guys that the whole thing is manipulated. That's what it shows you. It shows you that everything is manipulated. Now, why am I talking about this in so much detail? Because there are television shows like the industry, which is really good to watch because it can give you a peace of mind of how traders who are managing millions, if not billions, are sitting behind a screen and how they're actually monitoring the markets, what they're looking for buying signals versus what they're looking for selling signals. I say this to explain to you guys that these are all the things that I've done in my life. I've watched these shows. I've tried to understand it from a different perspective because first I was really technical analysis based. I never really cared about fundamental stuff, economics. I didn't really care about it. I knew about it, but I didn't have the passion for it. But when I watched shows like Billion and I watched shows like The Industry, as much as those shows have got drama inside of them, for the trading aspect, it made me understand and appreciate the art to understanding more about economics. Because at the end of the day, guys, everyone works to make money, but no one really knows how money works. So if you can learn how money works, then you're halfway there, because now your money should work for you. So when it comes to economics, well, if economics are a huge part of the financial system and we're trying to learn how money works, then that means economics goes hand in hand with the financial system. So this is really important for you guys to understand. It's really important for you guys to discover on your own journey. And that's why I'm doing videos like this now, to help you guys have a slight nudge in the right direction to say, hey, watch this, watch that. And also have a look at the charts, have a look at the markets. Most people will never tell you that the bond market is the most important instrument in the whole financial markets. The bond market, not the US dollar, okay? Not gold. Some of you know the US dollar as the DXY, right? Your favorite mentor is telling you that you just need to look at the DXY because if the DXY goes up, then this will come down. No, the bond market, the bond treasuries, these are the most important things that you could ever have a look at on the charts that can help you guys understand more about the US dollar. And that's a video for another time, okay? This type of information I've exposed to my students for years. And it's probably about time now that I start to, provide this type of information online for free because, hey, everyone's providing content online these days. And at the end of the day, I don't really teach much students no more. So why not? When you've got a passion for something, you like to do it. And that's why I'm doing it how I'm doing it. So, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this video. If you prefer this style, of course, I'm just trying to figure out what's going to work best, what you guys will appreciate. I've also got a lot of questions that people have asked me about breaking down funded accounts, which prop firms I think is good, which ones I think is bad. But any questions you guys have in the comment section, just let me know, okay? It's always appreciated when you guys can like the video because it does more for me than you could ever imagine. And if you haven't subscribed, you know the vibes, it's lit side. So yeah, I'm gonna say, guys, I'll see you lot on the next one. Peace and love, and always remember, every day is money day. Peace.